Today on the Road Hard Roadhouse, we got Raptor liner on the Jeep JKU on 1 tons. Let's get it started. All right, what we're gonna need today is your tenable Raptor liner. I got 8 of them, and make sure it says tenable down here. I got the glass cleaner to go ahead and clean everything up. I got the acetone to make sure all the grease and stuff is out of the way and all that type of stuff. I got the self-etching primer for areas that go to the metal. I have got the adhesion promoter from Raptor. It's actually cheaper than some of the other stuff. So I went ahead and ordered it from Raptor for areas that I didn't get quite. It's going to be hard to get with the Pour 15 that I did, which, you know, up underneath there and stuff areas of the adhesion promoter goes on areas where you're worried about whether or not it's going to stick. So up underneath the rails of the Jeep, up underneath areas where you're kind of worried about it. So that's what that's for. Shop towels, you're gonna need that. Right here, I bought some earplugs. Earplugs are gonna go in all the holes, the bolt holes, the seat holes. You can also use aluminum foil. I'll probably be using aluminum foil on stuff that this doesn't fit in. Drop cloths. I'm going to go for the sides where I don't want to get the outside done yet. I'm going to go ahead and tape it off. Of course, you got the tape over here. The gun comes with the kit for the Raptor liner. The hardener, it also comes with this little mixing cup. Your paint, the tint that you're going to be using right there. And what I'm using is the red Scotch-Brite pads to scuff up my Pour 15. Everybody's going to have something different. If you've got a pickup bed, you're probably going to want to use 160 or even rougher, as far as roughing up your inside of your bed. I've already Pour 15 this, so I'm just going to scuff up the paint. It also comes with the directions for the for the Raptor tack cloth, and I got this. You want to be able to clean out your gun when it's over, so I'm just going to cut the top off this, put some stuff, some acetone in it, and clean my gun out. You want to clean your gun out often if you're planning on using it again. And I'm sure I'm missing something here. I bought it all, I just don't know if I got it all out. Why am I using Raptor? Raptor I've been looking at for the last 3 years. I've been comparing Raptor with all the other name brand ones, and I'll tell you, this stuff is strong. I've seen it in person on other Jeeps, and I'm really looking forward to putting this on the inside of the Jeep. And tenable is a big factor. Why? Because I didn't want to go with just black. I wanted to go with an army type color. It's going to be tank green. So it's going to be pretty close to this right here. And it came really well packed, and a lot of bubble wrap and stuff in there. I was really proud of how I got it, and it came well prepared. I also have some black that I'm going to be using for the inner fender wells and stuff like that. That'll be another video. Also would love to tell you that today I'm t-shirt sponsored by Mission 22. United in the war against veteran suicide. I think it's a great cause. Love to wear the t-shirt today. And thank you very much, Justin Gilmore from the Joplin, Missouri, Mission 22. I'm going to try to let air do most of my work for me. All right, here's the back door. After I went ahead and used the Scotch-Brite pad on it, scratched it up as you can see, and scratched the finish off the paint. Took the shine off of it. I'll remove the sticker here and get it behind it, but that's what the Scotch-Brite does for you. And like I said, it's the red Scotch-Brite pads. And you really want to make sure that your you really want to make sure that your prep work is done right. Now this is probably 90% prep and 10% actual spray. So you want to make sure you get your prep done right. I've already been on this for an hour and I'm probably a quarter of the way done. So, and I probably end up doing it for another hour. So I'm probably not even a quarter of the way done. So I'll get back to it. Just for your information, all these little spots here that are scratched all the way to the metal, I'm going to go ahead and put the etching primer on that. So you want to make sure you get all that taken care of. Any area that's scratched to the metal, we're gonna go ahead and put the etching primer on. I'll probably put a little bit of etching primer on a lot of it. This is a lot of mist, a lot of scratches there on this door. I'm not going to cover this dent because I'm going to have stuff on the back of the door, a Molly type setup on the back door. Okay, I got the roll bar sanded to bare metal, and then I went ahead and put the etching primer on, which I told you before just happens to be pretty much the same color as I'm going with for the Jeep. Everything is done. I'm taking out a few more things, you know, the seat belt thingamajigs up there. I still have the passenger side to go ahead and sand. Everything else is done. And I am about 2 hours and 45 minutes into this. The roll bar was a little bit more time consuming than I thought. Now these suckers, for some god-awful reason, they're breaking everything I have in order to get them off. In fact, I've stripped out the hex bolt that's in there. So I'm gonna have to take these off at a later time. He'll be covered up by the roll bar pad anyway, if it doesn't get totally done right there anyway. And I will be touching up things as I go along, because as I said, I'm only doing the inside right now. The reason why I'm not doing the whole entire thing at one time is here's a few dings here. I got to get some body work done that is going to show, you know. Now a lot of this stuff with Raptor liner you can get away with. Some of the scratches you can throw the etching primer on and then just go ahead and spray over and it'll be all right. But I think these, like this one, a few of these things are going to be too big for me to worry about. I am going to do a little bit of the door jamb here and possibly on the front here. The other side needs some repair work done down in here, so I won't do it. But it's coming out really nice. You know, I'm really not sure if anybody has gone as deep into it as I have on this, because I'm going to do the whole entire sucker in Raptor liner. Let me get back to it. Have I told you the most important thing is to prep? I hope so. Have I told you today that I'm sponsoring Mission 22? Have I told you today that I'm t-shirt sponsoring Mission 22? Next, I'm going to go ahead and blow this out after I've done all this sanding and everything, and I'm going to go ahead and blast it with this window cleaner here to kind of get all the gunk and stuff off my boots or something maybe that I got in there, and then we'll go ahead with the mineral spirits or whatever I got. Did I say you needed to prep? Yeah, you need to prep. I'm going to go ahead and start putting the earplugs in the seat holes. Whoever thought of this was a great idea. Did I say you needed to prep? Yeah, you need to prep. She's about ready to go. Probably another acetone bath here. The reason why I put all these bolts back in is because I can use the my wire wheel to clean them up, and I was a little worried about getting something in there and not being able to get it out, like tinfoil or something like that. But I can go ahead and clean these bolts up and paint them again. No big deal. Like I told you, I'm taking all my fenders off in order to do this right. Body work back here. This door jamb is not going to be done at all. You might be thinking why I took out my front roll bar. It was a little warped because of the fire that this was in. So I went ahead and took it out. Now I can fix it. I'm waiting on a guy to give me some other ones, but I can probably put a torch to it and fix it myself. But I do miss, if any of y'all are old CJ guys, I do miss riding around without any bars. At least up front there. That was the good old days. Miss the CJs. Next step, I'm going to go ahead and tape all the bolts and all the screws that come through the floor on this, so I can use them later. This is going to be important later. I'm about halfway through this taping up all these little bolts and screws and stuff, and I need another Texas brake. Okay, it's all taped up, a little bit more etching primer. I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and zap it with just the windshield taped off, because any leftovers that I get on it is going to be sanded off anyway when I get the body work done. Right in here is a little bit. I think I showed you back in here. So it is almost ready. I got to tape up that back door. I just saw that. Roll bar's ready. Now the plan is to do the roll bar first. So I'm going to put some cardboard in the back of the Jeep. That way I can stand on it and not get the rest of it dirty. This is my Jeep JKU on 1 tons. It's a Super Duty axles. 2008 Super Duty axles. I'm building this the way I want, not the way that Jeep gives it to you. Because then you spend, $40, $50, $60,000 on a Jeep, and then you spend $20,000 or more making it the way you want it. Well, I've kind of gone against that. All right, one more look at it before I get crazy. We'll give you a little hint on these. If if you take this and you take the bottom part and you just really wrinkle it up here, it fits in these things a lot better. Some of them I had to redo, and it'll expand inside of it. Make sure before you start this that you get the compressor all ready, and make sure that you can adjust the pressure. Now I'm going to run mine at 40 psi for the inside of the Jeep. Probably run it between 60 and 80 for the outside. So just so you know, this isn't set up yet, but make sure that you can change the psi on your compressor before you start this. Another thing, you don't want to be tilting this over. It'll run out these little holes right here, and it will make a mess of your stuff. So you try to make sure that you don't. Once you get the hardener, the 8 ounces of hardener, and then your tent in here, you put the lid back on and you shake it rigorously for 2 minutes. They got to get crazy on this. I'm going to do the front first so I can learn a little bit about it. This ends part one of the Raptor liner on the Jeep JKU with 1 tons. And again, I want to thank Justin Gilmore from Mission 22. And as always, if you ride her hard, don't put her up wet. If you put her up wet, you have to do all this type of stuff. Thank you. And as always, subscribe, like, comment down below. And as always, if you ride her hard, don't put her up wet. If you put her up wet, you have to do this type of stuff. Even though this can be wet all day now. Did I say you needed to prep? Yeah, you need to prep.